Hi everyone, welcome to Enjoy English. I'm Stephen.
I'm Anthony.
Today's date is January 27th. We're on day 2 looking at pages 50 to 53 under leisure. And the title is Having Fun at a Computer-Themed Playground.
没错，我们今天要继续跟各位介绍我们昨天介绍过的，在芬兰赫尔辛基有一个特别的这个游乐场，然后这个游乐场呢会让很多的小朋友呢在里面可以玩，可以自己当这个像是电脑的资料跑来跑去，可以同时在这个玩的过程当中去了解可能编写程式啊，好，还有跟电脑流程啊相关的这个概念。那我们昨天简单的介绍了一下这个他的这个创作者，而且在这个创作过程当中呢，也有非常非常多的教育专家，然后还有小朋友，还有当地老师们的参与。
So learning through play, the Helsinki way. All right, let's get started.
Having fun at a computer-themed playground. Learning is easiest when it's fun, and Playground Roholati aims to make computing concepts playful for children from preschool to 6th grade. But it's not only for kids. The playground and surrounding park were designed for people of all ages, so even adults can enjoy trying out some of the specially designed equipment. The playground's key feature is a 2-part tower that represents a computer processor. The 4 main elements of computing, input, processing, output, and memory, are brought to life through the tower's climbing and sliding activities. The game of hopscotch has been changed into a flowchart that helps children see how computers make basic processing decisions. A binary bead table shows kids how letters are turned into numbers. Throughout the space, QR codes provide details and guide people through each activity. Teachers and parents can also download coloring pages, activity cards, an audio guide, and more from the playground's website. The local government provides generous resources to support learning and exploration for both residents and visitors. With projects like this, it's no surprise that UNICEF named Helsinki a child-friendly city.
Learning is easiest when it's fun, and Playground Ruoholahti aims to make computing concepts playful for children from preschool to 6th grade.
好，我们来看一下第一句话哦。第一句话告诉我们说 ，Learning is easiest when it's fun。他说学习好在好玩的时候是最有趣的，对不对？好，我们学的超快的，好玩的话学的超快的，就对于我们双子座来讲更是如此，对不对？
That's true.
That's true. And Playground Ruoholahti， 好，这个草湾游乐场呢 aims to make computing concepts playful for children from preschool to 6th grade. 好，在这边特别注意一下 aims to do something. 这个 aim 这个字这边当动词使用，但它名词使用的时候就是目标的意思。那如果说今天 aim to do something 就是目的是要去做什么事情。To make computing concepts 指的是让这些电脑概念 playful。然后觉得好玩 for children from preschool to 6th grade， 从学龄前到6年级的小朋友，在这个过程里面，好，在这个年龄范围里面，都会觉得哇，这个东西好有趣哦，让他们觉得这个东西很简单，就像玩一样那么简单。
And here, pay attention to Playground Ruoholahti. It's the name of this playground, so that's why it is capitalized. And then we see for children from preschool to 6th grade, that's a range, right? So we have from A to B. And the pronunciation of 6th grade, the 6th is a little bit difficult for a lot of people to pronounce. First say 6, okay? And then add a th at the end. Okay, when you have TH sounds in English, you always have to make sure your tongue comes out, okay? Because in Chinese, we don't have words that we need to stick our tongue out, but we do have words when we need to do that in English. So putting that together, just go 6th and go 6th, like that, okay?
嘿，分成2个步骤，然后再慢慢合而为一，这样。
It really does make it a lot easier to separate it first. Just get that muscle memory.
Yeah，要用肌肉记忆。
But it's not only for kids.
But it's not only for kids. 只是这不只是给小朋友玩的哦，所以大人也能玩吗？
See, like sometimes in writing, we kind of start to think we have to make our sentences very complex. We have to make them very long. Otherwise, it looks like our writing is not strong enough. But actually, no, sometimes you have to kind of see what the situation is.
Yeah.
Because this particular sentence is very short, but it really does make you go, huh?
What?
It's not only for kids, then who else is it for?
Yeah.
There's a little bit of suspense there. So I think it's a really good tactic. It's not always, the rule of thumb is usually you don't want to have simple sentences, but sometimes they can be very effective, like in this situation.
没错，老师刚刚提到这个字 suspense，意思就是指那种悬疑感。什么东西 ？suspense 的拼法是 suspense，suspense 就是 if I keep you in suspense， 就是我故意吊你胃口，不告诉你。所以我那封情书拿过去了，不过他呢，然后就停下来，他怎么样？他怎么样
The suspense is killing me.
Yeah， 那个悬疑感快让我疯掉了，有没有感受到那种疯狂的？就是 keep somebody in suspense， 就让你这种吊你胃口的悬疑感。
That was very suspenseful. Yeah， 形容词是加一个 ful, suspenseful, full of suspense 嘛，就是 suspenseful.
没错。
The playground and surrounding park were designed for people of all ages, so even adults can enjoy trying out some of the specially designed equipment.
好，所以他后面就告诉你啦 The playground and surrounding park were designed for people of all ages. 原来是这个游乐场跟它附近的这个公园呢，是为各个年龄层 people of all ages 就是各个年龄层所设计的哦。So even adults 成人好像我有没有 can enjoy trying out some of the specially designed equipment 他也都可以大人也可以去试试看这些特别设计的这种游乐设施。
Here we see surrounding park. This adjective surrounding kind of gives you the mental picture that this playground is surrounded by a park. Okay, so this is just an adjective form of surround this verb. Okay, so when we see so even adults can enjoy, whenever we see the word even before a noun, it's kind of emphasizing that this is something that is not so expected. Okay, it's a little bit out of what we would usually expect. And trying out, another word you could use is adults can enjoy testing some of the specially designed equipment. Okay, because if you didn't use the preposition out and you just said some adults can enjoy trying some of the specially designed equipment, that would not be incorrect. But it's just when we have that preposition out next to try, it kind of has more emphasizing the meaning of testing something for the first time.
Yeah, 没错，就试玩看看的那种感觉。
Let's take a short break. The playground's key feature is a two-part tower that represents a computer processor.
好，我们来看这一段的第一句话 The playground's key feature. 好，这边我们看到一个字 feature. 我们之前的时候有提到 feature 这个字的时候是当动词使用，是以什么东西为特色。在这个地方的话 feature 当名词使用，就变成是这个游乐场它的这种主要的特色是，这边的话是名词 is a two-part tower. 好，它是有一个双塔。然后呢 that represents a computer processor. Processor 指的就是处理器。好，很多时候你会听到什么 processor 这个什么 Intel 啊，或什么任何的这种，他说这种里面的这种中央处理器是什么7的啦，或是5的啦等等，那个 processor 就是指这个东西。他就说它是代表了这种电脑的处理器，它是用一个双塔，好像有这种两个 two-part tower 来代替的。
And then here, key. When we see key, a lot of people automatically think of 钥匙, right? But here it's actually key as a main feature. 它是最主要的一个东西，也可以用 key 来代表 key feature or main feature. And when you say two-part tower, in Chinese we say 双塔, right?
Right.
Yeah. In English, though, just based off of two-part tower, You could even imagine it being like one on top of the other. Yeah. So I think sometimes in Chinese is a lot clearer. Like it's not always gonna have the same kind of mental image based off of just the words. Yeah, so I think that's interesting. Just the languages, how they work. Sometimes I think Chinese is easier. Yeah, so you kind of have to keep reading to know like what they mean by two-part tower. Okay, represent in this sentence is kind of like 代表, right?
代表.
Because it's not a real computer processor. This two-part tower is just representing a computer processor. The four main elements of computing, input, processing, output, and memory, are brought to life through the tower's climbing and sliding activities.
好，还告诉你说 ，the four main elements of computing， 好，就是这种电脑这种应用啦，还有四大的元素嘛，哈，他说 input， 好，也就是我们说的输入 ，processing， 好，就是处理，还有呢 output 输出，然后还有最后一个 memory， 好，这四大很重要，所以就是你要输入、处理、输出，然后最后呢还要记忆，这四项 are brought to life。Through the tower's climbing and sliding activities， 所以变成是每一个小朋友可能都是一个资料的一部分，他要经过1站、2站、3站、4站，这是输入，然后再来处理，再来输出，最后到记忆等等，他是可以自己亲身的去跑过这4个大流程。
So here we see M dashes. Those are those long lines, right? We see M dash input, processing, output, and memory M dash. Anytime you see M dash, you have to make sure that even if you took out this M dash and all the information in between, this sentence would still need to work as a complete sentence. So M dashes should not affect the overall sentence. It's just giving additional information. So the author could have just said, the four main elements of computing are brought to life through the tower's climbing and sliding activities. These four main elements are input, processing, output, and memory. But wouldn't that be very wordy? That would be kind of, well, it's common to see, so it's not incorrect or it's not weak like English skills. It just is a creative choice. But sometimes you don't want to have so many words, so you can take that information and just stick it into the sentence where it makes sense. Okay? And then make sure that that sentence isn't affected by adding those M dashes and the information in between.
没错，所以 Steven 老师这边讲的很重要，就是很多时候你会去观察说，这个作者喜欢的写作结构。如果说今天你要掌握最主要资讯的话，你可以把这些中间这种 input, processing, output and memory 整个先拿掉，整个句子还是成立的。你先看出原貌之后呢，之后你再把这些资讯再回去加进去也是可以的。所以在阅读上面，其实你有很多技巧可以选择。
然后你看这个 are brought to life. Bring to life can also mean like 有东西死了，然后你把它
就死而复生啊！wow.
But obviously here we're not talking about a person dying. We're talking about these things that usually don't have life. And then we're using these activities to bring them to life. 就似乎很像把它们弄得很有活的，
有活起来的感觉。
So that's what it means by are brought to life through 就是透过 the tower's climbing and sliding activities. The game of hopscotch has been changed into a flowchart that helps children see how computers make basic processing decisions.
好，接下来下一句话告诉说 The game of hopscotch， 就是我们讲的跳房子，对不对？好 ，has been changed into a flowchart， 它被改造成一个流程图哦。然后 that helps children see how computers make basic processing decisions。好，就是可以帮助小朋友知道说，原来这个电脑在收到资讯的时候，它最基础的处理资讯的方式是这样子。它把跳房子的概念改成了流程图的设计，然后让慢慢小朋友在学的过程当中，在跳的过程当中就知道，原来电脑是这样想的。
A binary bead table shows kids how letters are turned into numbers.
好，还有举了例子了。A binary bead table 就是这种二进位的这种珠子的这种桌子呢。好 ，shows kids how letters are turned into numbers。它可以告诉你说，到底我们输入的这些数字，好，可能这些字母是怎么样被转化成一个01001这样子一个搭配的数字，它可以在这个过程中慢慢的去实际感受。
How letters are turned into numbers， 这些字母怎么变成数字。Throughout the space, QR codes provide details and guide people through each activity.
好，他就告诉你了 throughout the space， 这个我们之前有学过 through， 就透过。Throughout 就是好像整个里面都是的那种感觉，都是 throughout the space， 在这个场域里面 QR codes provide details and guide people through each activity。所以如果今天你到一个地方说，我这个要怎么玩呢？很简单，你就拿出你的手机去扫一下那个 QR code。好，一看到说，原来他就告诉你详细的这个指示，你这边要开始要跳2下，然后这边要跳3下等等的。好，他这边提到这个 provide details。Details 指的就是细节 and guide people through 就是引导这些人们 through each activity 就是引导他们慢慢一项一项按照他的指示去玩。
对，我们看到这个介系词 through 就会让我们知道它是在这个 activity 里面从头一直指导它到尾，那就是 through 的那个意思。
Yes.
那个 throughout the space，如果你觉得有点难去了解这个 concept， 你可以想它是 in every part of this space, right? You can do this QR code scanning and it will guide you through the activities.
Yes.
Okay, let's take a short break. Teachers and parents can also download coloring pages, activity cards, an audio guide, and more from the Playground's website.
好，我们来看这一段的第一句话，说 teachers and parents。他提到说，我们刚刚前面讲小朋友，对不对？那其他的你不要忘记了，这个地方也有很多是老师啊，还有一些小朋友的参与嘛。还有提到说，那老师跟家长的部分呢 ，teachers and parents can also download coloring pages， 它可以下载这种可能着色页啦。Activity cards 活动的卡片啦 ，an audio guide and more from the playground's website。所以说，今天老师如果带小朋友一起来的时候，老师也要可能知道一下这些东西要怎么操作，怎么引导小朋友一项一项的去玩嘛。所以他有提供非常非常多活动相关的一些道具或是资讯等等。好，他就说 from playground's website 都可以从这个游乐场的网站好直接 download 下来，直接下载下来。你看到这个关键字 download 好就是指下载。所以如果我们今天把这个 down 把它换一个方向变成 upload， 你就知道这个地方就是上传的意思。所以这里的话 download coloring pages 就是把这些网络上的东西下载下来来使用。
Yeah, and with the list that we see here, coloring pages, activity cards, an audio guide, and more, it's all following the verb download. So it's all these things that you can download. Okay, so just pay attention to this list. Like, what is it listing? It's listing things after this verb. So it's all of these things are connected with this verb. Also, I want to bring attention to the setting of this sentence. Where can we download these things? From the Playground's website. So you could also have a choice of putting from the Playground's website at the beginning of the sentence. That could work as well. So you could say, from the Playground's website, teachers and parents can also download these things. Okay, it's just another way of writing. I tend to like to put the setting at the beginning of the sentence sometimes so we know what we're talking about. So then we can it doesn't kind of get lost in the sentence. Yeah. The local government provides generous resources to support learning and exploration for both residents and visitors.
好，下一句话告诉你说 ，the local government 好，当地的政府呢 provides generous resources 好，提供了非常非常丰富的这种资源。resources 指的就是这种资源的意思 ，generous 就是很大方的这种资源，好多好多丰富资源。To support learning and exploration for both residents and visitors， 所以就变成是说，它的这个学习呀，或者是探索。我们之前有提过 explore 这个字，对不对？好，之前在讲到台湾感性的时候，有提到这个 explore。如果有机会的话，可以回去看一下我们那一集。他提到这个 explore， 在这里我们看到它的名词 exploration， 就是指探索。所以 learning and exploration for both residents and visitors， 不管你是当地的居民，或者呢今天是观光客，你都有机会好好来这个地方去探索、去感受一下它这样子的设计。
对 and generous, even though in Chinese we say 是大方的, in this certain situation, it just means a lot. Another word you can use is provides an abundance of resources. Abundance is ABUNDANCE. Okay, it has nothing to do with dance, okay, even though it has the word dance in there. Abundance just means a lot of.
没错。
Okay. With projects like this, it's no surprise that UNICEF named Helsinki a child-friendly city.
好，最后他这句结论就告诉你了。With projects like this， 像这样子，有了像这样子的计划，可能当然不止这样的计划，还有其他的计划呢。他说 ，It's no surprise that，你也可以说 It's not surprising that， 好，就是说后面这件事也就不足为奇了。大家说对，一定的嘛，大家可以想而知的嘛。他说 UNICEF named Helsinki a child-friendly city。好，在这里的话，这个联合国儿童基金会 UNICEF。他就把赫尔辛基这个城市评选为name 这个字的话，就有点像就是把它评选为，是把它指派说你就是什么最友善的这种儿童友善城市。好，这件事情的话 ，it's no surprise that， 就是 it's no surprise that 后面去讲，你觉得其实 it's easy to know，it's easy to guess， 就是说可以猜得到的事情，你可以前面先讲到 it's no surprise that。Or it's not surprising that 都可以使用。
It's expected. Okay. And then child-friendly city in this sentence is capitalized because that's a particular category under UNICEF. So it's the name of the category, and that's why child-friendly city is capitalized. And what is a child-friendly city? It's a city where the rights and voices of children are central to public policies and decision making. So they put a lot of emphasis on children and the development of children and the protection of children. So that's a really good thing about Helsinki. I didn't know that. Yeah.
没错，我觉得这个东西的话，我觉得就很照顾这种儿童的权益。老师刚刚有弄到一个字叫 put emphasis on。emphasis 这个字的话，说一下就是强调的意思 ，emphasis，put an emphasis on something 就是指很强调、很在乎、很注重什么事情的意思。
Yes. All right. So hopefully you guys learned a lot about this really cool playground. I mean, they said it's not just for children, it's for adults too. I feel like I could learn a lot from this playground as well. So hopefully maybe see you there one day.
Yeah.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.